All right, review for 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. Came out in January. And I did like this one more than the last one, I'd say. Um Ralph Fiennes is great in this. He's in this way more than the first and whatever, 28 Years Later. I guess this is the fourth movie in the franchise, and they may make another one, but there's talks that they won't, which sucks because of the end of this movie, which I really did like. Um, it's funny because Danny Boyle. I think this movie's better made, better shot than Danny Boyle's, and I've never seen anything that this director has done, but I have to admit I think it's better. Nia DaCosta. She directed Candyman, which I haven't seen. The Marvels, haven't seen. Hedda, no. So, but I think this movie's just more entertaining. 28 Years Later, I have a review up. Check it out. Um, I liked the first third of it, or maybe the first half, but then the second, this is all spoilers. Spoilers. I think this is better. This movie bombed, though. Because 28 Years Later, it kind of sucked. So it's like you opened up your new franchise, new trilogy with not a very good movie. I mean, I'd say half of it is good. I like the part when it's just the kid and his dad, and they're out in the woods trying to find Ralph Fiennes because they know he's a doctor. His wife is sick. I liked that part, but then the rest of the movie is they go back to their village, and his father just stays there. The kid runs away, but the dad doesn't even try and find him, which is so weird. The dad's cheating on his wife, and she has brain cancer, so you don't like him. Then the kid takes the wife who has brain cancer out into the woods to the doctor, and it's just, and then it doesn't go good, of course, because she's kind of has, I mean, I don't know if it's dementia or what, but she has memory problems and she's in pain. It's just too bad because what I think they should have done with 28 Years Later is keep the dad and the kid, get rid of that he's cheating on her, that makes him not likable. Have them go, maybe they go to the doctor and he's like, I can't really do much, but hey, there's this hospital. Maybe us three will go there and we can get at least, some pain medication, some stuff, but there's a bunch of zombies in there. So they're going to, then you're kind of slowly going through a hospital, getting resources, killing zombies. I think that would have been good. And then they go back and they could maybe at least make her more comfortable, and I don't know, and then maybe you could find medical books and nursing books, and then you could teach people in the local village about medicine and nursing, and he can maybe train a couple nurses. I don't know. It's like I think there's a lot they could have done, but these movies aren't interested in that. I've kind of realized that it's just too bad because I mean I think the first 28 days later I really like. I like 28 weeks later. I'd say 28 weeks later is at least better than 28 years later for me. Um, but they're not interested in that, and so. But this movie, I did enjoy it. I mean, the end of the 28 years later is so weird with the Jimmies, but this really fleshes them out, and I did enjoy them. Jack O'Connell is great as the leader of them. What's his name? Sir Jimmy Crystal. Yeah, I liked how he's like, I am now Sir Lord Jimmy Crystal. And he's I mean he says he's a Satanist. He worships Old Nick. I don't know why they call him Old Nick though. Wouldn't it be what like old Luke? Lucifer, but it's old Nick. I don't know why it's Nick. I mean, isn't Saint Nick, you know, Santa Claus? I don't know. I didn't understand that, but um, he is great. He's very sick and twisted guy. They basically torture people, kill them. So, and he has a group of other Jimmies, and one is Erin Kellyman, who's been in a number of movies, and I've always not enjoyed her performance. But in this, she's good. I didn't really, you can't really tell it's her because she's wearing like a wig. But yeah, she's in Willow. She's in Solo, I think. Yeah, she's in Solo. Ennis Enfine's Nest. It's a terrible role. I really hated that movie. But in this, I have to admit, she's good. She's like one of the only Jimmies that isn't a complete sicko. Now the little kid, Alfie Williams, who I think does a good job as an actor. He's fine. Is part of the Jimmies. And in the beginning, he has to fight for his life, and he does, and he kills one of them, so then he becomes part of them. Um, I like the scene in the barn when they're killing those people, and then it all backfires because one of the girls got away, and she's able to kill one of the Jimmies. The guy's able to get like a barrel of gas, and he blows it up, and it sets half of them on fire. So he starts to kind of get the comeuppance that he deserves. Um, so yeah, it's a good movie. Um, Better than the last one. It bombed. Budget was like 63 million. It made like 57 million worldwide. It's pretty terrible. Really, it's just a huge wasted opportunity by Danny Boyle, I'd say, because I mean, if the first 28 years later was good, then I think it could have set up a trilogy that made a lot of money. But I think a lot of people were like, "Oh, wow, they're making a sequel to 28 Days and Weeks Later," and they're excited. And they go see it, and they're like, "This movie kind of sucks," and it did. And this one's getting better reviews, and the audience likes this movie better, but a lot of people aren't even going to see it probably, so it's just a waste. And again, you have that alpha. But yeah, this movie is it's not what I wanted. It takes a weird avenue to go, but it's better than the last one. I'll say that. Because Ralph Fiennes thinks that he can cure them. The alpha, he starts drugging with like morphine, and the alpha actually like basically starts enjoying it, and he will just kind of go to him so that he'll shoot a dart at him, and then he'll be drugged up on morphine, which kind of seems to like clear his mind, and so the rage virus subsides. I thought the way he cured him is a little too easy. He just like gives him a couple pills, and some of them are, you know, like pills for your brain, like like a psychiatrist would prescribe, because he's a medical doctor. But and then he just kind of wakes up, and he's no longer a zombie, and I guess he's immune to the virus because then a bunch of zombies attack him. He kills them. They bite him though, and he seems to not be a zombie anymore. I thought that was a little easy. So you only have to take those pills once, and then you're immune to the virus. Oh, okay, it seemed a bit easy to me, but all right. Um, the end scene with the Jimmies. when he tries to see if Ralph finds his old Nick was pretty good. I liked that, especially when he turned the tables on him and he basically says that he has to be crucified. That seems pretty great. So yeah, better than the last one. Still, this is not a 10 out of 10 for me. It's I don't know what I'd give it, 7.5, whereas the last one's like a 5 out of 10. So I'd say this is more enjoyable. Spoilers at the end. The original character from 28 Days Later is in it. Um, he and his daughter, and I guess his wife is dead. I guess. I don't know. He's like giving her a history lesson, basically running a school for her. And they see the little kid and Aaron Kellyman are running away from zombies. They're like going over a fence, and she's like, "Are we going to help them?" And he's like, "Yes, of course we are." So Killian Murphy, and they set it up, and it's like, you know, that I wish that was the movie in itself, but I don't even know if I don't even know if we're gonna get another one. So, but it kind of leads to a possibly a promising sequel. We'll see it if it happens. Jack O'Connell described the film as the weird, deranged cousin of the previous installment. Well, at least the first two, yeah, I'd agree with that. It goes in a weird area, which I don't really like that much, but there are some things in this I did like. I just kind of wanted them to be more straight up zombie movies, and they're kind of not. So the Bone Temple set was constructed from 5,500 skulls, 150,000 bones. Yeah. And I don't understand like the point of building the Bone Temple. He says it's an ossuary for the dead. Jack O'Connell thinks that he killed all those people, which is pretty funny, and he's like, "No." Their scenes together are pretty great. So, the best thing about the movie, Ralph Fiennes, Jack O'Connell, he's having a great time. Jack O'Connell as Jimmy. I'm like wondering, is he supposed to be like? Is that like they look kind of like Jimmy Savile? If you know who that is, look into that. He's a weirdo, but they look like Jimmy Savile. And I've heard some of the other people reviewing these last two movies, and they're like, "Is that supposed to be like him?" Seems like it to me. I don't know why, but I mean, heck, Jimmy Savile probably was a Satanist to himself, right? So, uh, director Nia DaCosta stated that she deliberately avoided imitating Danny Boyle's visual style, explaining her goal was to create a film that was bonkers, idiosyncratic, and artistically personal while still fitting within the franchise's tone. Well, I think she did a good job. Better than Danny Boyle, which is pretty funny because he created the first one. But yeah, that's about it. I'd say check it out. Better than the last one. So, all right, I'll see you next time.